Hello, and welcome to the Hive Mind Podcast, where the collective wisdom of the travel industry helps you match travelers with the right destinations and the right hotels. I'm your host, Whitney Schindler, founder and CEO of The Hive, a platform designed to give travel advisors organized, actionable insights you can put to work right away. Each week, I sit down for focused, real-world conversations with travel advisors, hoteliers, and supplier partners who know these places inside and out. We break down how each hotel is best suited to a specific client profile, take quick deep dives into destinations, and share pro tips to help you make the most of the Hive. And here's the best part. You don't need to take notes while you listen. Go about your day, tune in, and know that every insight from these conversations is already captured and organized inside the Hive. So it's there when you actually need it. And if you aren't on the Hive yet, you can get resources from this and other episodes when you join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. Today's episode is part of the Stay Guide, where we explore multiple hotels in a single destination to highlight their unique strengths, differences, and the clients they're best suited for. Today, we're focusing on Grand Cayman, and while there are many properties here, we'll be diving into Hotel Indigo, the Westin, Black Urchin, Palm Heights, the Kimpton, and the Ritz-Carlton. The goal isn't to rank or compare, but to give you the clarity and confidence to guide your clients with ease. Joining us to share these experiences visiting these properties is Michelle Master-Orr of Master Travel and Andrea Duvall of Andrea Duvall Travel Design. Let's dive in. Michelle, Andrea, it's so great to have you on the podcast. Welcome.
Thank you, Whitney. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so I'm going to do just a quick rundown of the hotels that we are going to discuss today, and then we're going to go through them in order. So first up, we have Hotel Indigo. Then we're going to talk about the Westin, Black Urchin, which is a unique one. Michelle will tell us about that. Palm Heights, Kimpton, and finally the Ritz. So you've both seen Hotel Indigo. Andrea, tell me a little bit about your stay/site visit. So maybe you can clarify how you saw Hotel Indigo. And first tell me what really exceeded expectations when you went and when you saw this option in Grand Cayman.
I spent 2 nights at Hotel Indigo, and I will say it was a fantastic property because it is brand new. So
great.
The aesthetics, it's only been open for a little over a year.
Okay.
So the aesthetics are absolutely fantastic. Really,
would they qualify as Instagrammable?
I would say they qualify as Instagrammable. In fact,
I agree.
I even commented to the GM, can you all please come redecorate my house? Because the color tones, just the warmness, it's really, really, really stunning. Absolutely exceeded my expectations with that. And the food and drink were phenomenal too. They really, above and beyond, no matter if you were dining at the casual dining restaurant or the rooftop, which was more vibey, food and drink, top notch.
And the chef's table is amazing there.
Is it is it a shared experience with other guests on property, or is it a private, you and the chef?
You can do it either way, depending on what you want to spend. But it's a separate room within the main restaurant, and the chef prepares the food right in front of you, and he was outstanding.
Amazing.
And
so
cute.
Is where I don't love the 3-star, 4-star, 5-star spectrum probably because I started my career in hotels. And when I learned that the only thing that defines a 4-star versus a 5-star is if you have certain things on property. So if you have a gym, right, if you have a business center, if you have a spa, then all of a sudden you're qualified as 5-star. Yeah. Whereas I think we all know 5-star in our terms, I think is a lot more about the staff, the service, just like the actual vibe on property. And if you feel taken care of, and if everyone, if service is always one step ahead of you, but these things are really hard to put on paper. So I don't love the 4-star, 5-star conversation. And also, Andrea, would you consider Hotel Indigo a 4-star or 5-star hotel? Just to provide context for listeners so that we kind of know what we're talking about.
It's a 4-star hotel. It absolutely delivers on the experience. The price point is a really fantastic price point where it's slightly elevated, yet still very approachable. The staff, awesome, the service, everything about it is, 4+ star.
Amazing. So Michelle, did you stay at Hotel Indigo as well, or did you conduct a site inspection?
We conducted a site inspection. I believe it was right when the hotel opened because even their beach area had not been completed being built.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't have the same experience that Andrea had because I didn't stay there overnight, but they are part of IHG. So it is a sister property to the Kimpton.
Okay, perfect.
And next door to the Kimpton,
So
which is a nice
you were there
feature.
a little bit early and you were there for a site inspection, which is totally different
And dinner.
than an experience.
So we were there for drinks, dinner, and rooftop. The rooftop's amazing. But yeah, I mean, I was there for like 5 hours. Probably.
No, I don't mean to discredit, but what I was going to say is, was there anything for you during your experience that really exceeded expectations that Andrea hasn't mentioned yet?
The food. I mean, for the price point, I think everything there in terms of amenities is very appropriate for the price point. You know, the room size, the view, where the beach is, like it fits right into that price point. The food though is like super 5-star. Like if I was staying at any of the other properties, I would still tell my clients to go to dinner here.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean,
elite food.
Shout out to the F&B team at Hotel Indigo, because that is a huge like vote of confidence that if you're not even staying there, that you're still going to send clients to
for
eat
sure.
There. That's incredible. Amazing. Okay, so let's talk about potential trade-offs. So with every hotel in any island, not everything is going to be perfect, right? And it's not always going to be the best option for every different client profile. So during your visit, Michelle, did you notice like, hey, food's great. So if I've got like culinary clients looking for this kind of 4-star experience, this is great. Did you notice any trade-offs of like, if I've got a client looking for fill in the blank, maybe this isn't the best fit?
Yeah, so I would say that the hotel is further set back than the other hotels on the 7 Mile beach. So you don't walk directly out and onto the beach, although it's only like a 3-minute walk.
Okay.
Right. Would you agree with that, Andrea? Like, because it wasn't completed when I went there, but their beach area is fantastic. There's a great restaurant down there and they have service. And also I would just say like the pool is not like the most beautiful of hotel pools. Like it's fairly small. It's in the front. So you're kind of like near the parking lot with the pool. It's not like this overlooking the ocean. Amazing.
So
pool.
Just to clarify with the beach, I haven't been to Grand Cayman, so I'm kind of imagining like a Miami situation where it's like the hotel's not on the beach. Maybe you cross the road, but they have chairs and service set up on the beach for guests. Is
Correct.
it like this? Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
They don't have their own private beach. So the view actually with the oceanfront rooms, you're overlooking a parking lot, and then the ocean is a little bit further beyond you.
Okay.
So they don't have their own private beach. What they do have, however, is a partnership with this really cool beach club called Bonnie Moon, and it's very much Tulum vibes. And so you can go down there as a guest of Hotel Indigo, have complimentary use of the beach chairs. They have, I think it's 3 meals a day, and it's a great spot overall too. So right now they don't have cross-charging privileges, but that is something that they indicated that they're working on. But you can absolutely go down there, like Michelle said, it's a 3 or 4 minute walk. Yeah, with Indigo, you can't.
See, now I didn't realize that the beach area was like a third party. Because it wasn't fully open when I was there, and that's really good to know. In fact, everyone should know that 7 Mile Beach is a public beach. All of the hotels that we're going to talk about are on the same beach except for one. And anyone can come onto that beach.
So by not having cross-charging privileges, you just mean that when you go to the beach club, you'll just pay for that directly. You're not charging that back to your room.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the beach club is open for everyone too. So if you're visiting Grand Cayman, want to pop in and have lunch,
anybody could go to the beach club.
Totally. Yeah, it's a great spot.
Perfect. Honestly, that partnership is super like appreciated, because I just think about lots of different places around the world where maybe the hotel is on the beach, maybe it's like a rocky beach, like whatever the situation is, when the hotel's like, we have a partnership or relationship here, I'm like, oh, thank goodness. I don't need to go like research every beach club in the area and figure out which one is best. I can just trust the hotel that they've got the partnership that suits their clients best. So even if it's not owned and managed by the property, and even if there's not cross-charging privileges, like I still really appreciate just the, like, go here, you'll have a great time.
Totally. And speaking of partnerships too, since it's a sister property with the Kimpton, which I know we'll talk about, They also have a little shuttle that goes back and forth. You can walk from Indigo to the Kimpton. It's right next door. It's a solid 5-minute walk, but it's really fantastic that they have golf carts and mokies available for guests either way. So if you're staying at Indigo, want to go to Kimpton and have a cocktail or dinner, you can walk or you can take the golf cart. And that's really nice too if you have children, for someone that has mobility challenges and would like to experience both properties. So it's a nice partnership.
Is it just the outlets that are available to guests of Hotel Indigo at Kimpton, or could they also go to like the beach, spa, pool? Like, can they enjoy everything, or is it like specific? Do you know? That might be too detailed.
I believe the spa, of course, is accessible for anyone.
You can always make an
regardless of
appointment.
where they're staying. Yeah, totally. Food and drink, of course. The restaurants and everything, yes, absolutely accessible. But the pool, I believe, is only for the Kimpton guests.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's what I would assume as well. Andrea, during your stay at Hotel Indigo, did you find that you noticed any trade-offs of, this is great, but maybe for a certain client profile, it wouldn't be the best fit? What types of things did you notice?
It is great, like we talked about, unanimously for food and drink. If you're a foodie, and regardless of what your preferences are, it's a great spot. I mean, there's an incredible Japanese restaurant. There's a more continental restaurant. The fine dining experience with the chef's table, hands down for food.
Cool.
If you really want to be right there at the beach, it might not be the best option for you. And also the pool vibe, while there are kind of two pools that overlook one another, it's not the most exciting pool setup. So definitely for food and drink.
Okay. I do have clients who've made it very clear to me, like, we are beach people or we are pool people. So when we were looking at different options, some clients will tell me, like, we're not going to go to the beach. We won't be on the beach. We don't care if the beach is small. We will be at the swimming pool. And that actually really was helpful for me to like hone in on the hotels that had really great swimming pool setups. And then I've had clients tell me the opposite. We will not be at the pool. We will not sit in the pool. We will be on the beach. So we need the best. So honestly, I think that like there's something out there for everyone. And this is kind of a go-to question I have now with clients who are looking for more of that relaxing sun and sand vacations. Like, are you a beach person or a pool person? Because this matters.
It's a great question to ask. I also want to say, like, on the plus side for this hotel, I thought that their family rooms were amazing. They have these connecting rooms with bunk beds, and then they have bathtubs for, so you can give your kids a bath. And they were very roomy and also very reasonably priced, I thought, for the product.
Amazing.
This is definitely for somebody. I would say this hotel is great for families who are beach people and don't have the budget to stay at one of the 5-star hotels. Yeah.
Okay. I really appreciate that they're sister properties. So it's like you can look at the Kimpton, and if for any reason the accommodation or the price point isn't going to work, then like right next door is Hotel Indigo.
Exactly.
And you can still, so I love that option. When you're just getting started, everything seems to take twice as long, from researching hotels to prepping for client calls. And every extra hour spent digging through notes is an hour you're not spending finding your first clients. That's why I created The Hive. It's your expertise vault, a living library where hotel details, destination insights, and advisor takeaways are all captured and organized in one place. Instead of wasting time chasing details, you could focus on building relationships and growing your business. If this sounds familiar, take a look inside at thehive.travel. Okay. Let's move on to the Westin. So Michelle, you saw this one. Did you stay or did you visit?
I visited.
Okay. Tell me, what about Westin really exceeded expectations? What did you like most about this property?
I mean, it is right on the beach. Like, you walk out and you are right on the beach. You don't even have to barely walk by a pool. And so from that standpoint, I thought it was great for the Marriott lovers, their points, all that. Also a great option. It definitely has been a favorite of our clients who are more of like a 4.5-star budget, because I think it was renovated like within the last 3 years. So the rooms are really lovely for the price point. Again, the rooms are large, right on the beach, great spa. The spa was beautiful there.
Was there anything,
I think, a good alternative to, it almost reaches the level of the Ritz, except I would say it has more of a like corporate feel.
Okay,
like there was a huge corporate group when I checked in. So, I couldn't help but having that bias with it. I'm sure they're not always there.
I think the bigger the property, the more and more likely it is that there's going to be some sort of group
100%.
and you can never know that in advance, right? Like you just,
Right.
yeah. So
But
that
for
is
me, the selling point here is the spa. It was probably my favorite spa, like of all the hotels I saw. Actually.
Wow.
Tell me more.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a beautiful spa. I can't remember the products now, but I know I bought something there too. Like they had great products. The services were also, and it's large. So like, you're not going to be fighting to get an appointment really, except maybe at the most peak times.
And does it have like, like full like sauna, steam room, hot tub,
Yes.
swimming pool, like just the full spa
Yes.
and wellness experience?
Exactly.
And you liked the spa better than the hotels that we're going to discuss in a minute?
I did.
This is really,
I thought it was my top spa pick for sure.
that is,
that's such a personal preference.
but I'm a big spa person. So like, I'm listening.
So, like when you walk
taking
in
mental note
and you immediately have that, like the scent and the vibe and you're like,
yes,
oh, I'm in the spa. Like
yes.
that was A+.
And did you have a treatment at all?
I did not. Not at this hotel. No, I did.
Michelle, I feel like this is mandatory research that a treatment should be had.
Unfortunately, I was not given the time. I was on a fam with somebody who was like, boom, 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 no time for you. So, yeah.
See, we need a recon visit, Michelle. We need to go back and do all the spas.
I agree. But I will say with any spa, yeah. But I would say with like any spa, you can get a great spa whatever technician and you can get like someone that doesn't match your style. So,
that is super personal for sure. Like the
totally.
actual treatment itself is super, super personal. And I don't generally take too much to heart what anyone says or even what I think. But if I'm going to compare one spot to the next, I will consider the arrival experience, the products that are used, the space that you're in before, during, and after. So not only the treatment rooms, but also like if there's a changing room, if there's sauna and steam room, if there's, all those types of things, I will consider. That's kind of what I'll think about and also like the spa menu, like is there a unique treatment menu?
Yeah.
Or
that
is it
I
just,
can't remember.
do you want a 60 or 90 minute massage, right? Like there's the full spectrum of kind of I love to see a treatment menu that's like, I've never seen that before. I'm like, I can only do this in Grand Cayman.
Yeah, exactly.
Or things that they call rituals too. I always love when there's some kind of a quirky ritual versus something that I can have at home.
When there's like a ritual that's like 4 hours long, I'll take that one.
I love a good spa ritual.
Yes, exactly. Well, that I was not necessarily expecting that your favorite spa was going to be at the Westin. So I love this. Okay. Do you feel like the Westin and Hotel Indigo both being on this kind of 4 to 4.5 star spectrum, do you feel that they would ever be positioned next to each other? Either that you would put them in a proposal next to each other or that clients would come to you and say, hey, I did a quick search and these two look good. Or do you feel like they're too different that it doesn't make sense to compare them?
That's a good question. I would say that if your budget is driving your decision, it would be good to put them, side by side. If the location on the beach was driving your decision, then maybe I wouldn't put necessarily the Indigo into it.
Yep.
It again, depends on like everything.
So if budget is the driver, then they're probably going to price similarly.
And I think it's good to show people. I would say the Westin's probably a little bit more.
A touch higher.
Yeah. I would go with like Indigo is 4. I would say Westin's like 4.5.
So the Indigo could be the initial offer and the Westin could be a slight upgrade. Like if you really
like if you had a good, better, best. Yeah.
Right. Or just like if you want to invest a little bit more and if you definitely want to be right on the beach, if you're definitely looking forward to spa time. Does Hotel Indigo have a spa or you would go over to Kimpton for the spa?
I don't recall seeing a spa. They have a great fitness area of course the hotel's brand new, so the fitness center is fantastic. It's on the smaller side, but it's top-notch equipment. The spa at the Kimpton was actually closed for renovations while I was there, so I didn't get a chance to check it out either.
Okay. No, okay, perfect. Are there any client profiles from families with small children to families with, teenagers to multi-gen to groups of friends? Are there any client profiles that you feel like the Westin is a slam dunk or that you maybe wouldn't send to the Westin and there might be a better option?
I think the Westin is really family friendly, like super family friendly. Yeah. I would say like Indigo, I could see couples, girls like weekend and families, but for sure, like when you go into the Westin, I get the family feel. Like from the time you check in, typical like Marriott, like
And I think that's
welcoming to children.
And that's kind of a Westin brand throughout. I think I would generally think of them
and
as
for
well.
sure, because like, you think about the tweens that are so hard to please. I would say that just given the scale of the property and the options that are there, like for the non-motorized sports and all that, it's good for that category.
Andrea, I know that you did not visit the Westin during your travels to Grand Cayman, but as someone who sells Grand Cayman a lot, do you have anything to add from your impressions of the Westin?
I can say too, just from what Michelle said with the groups, I know that there are a lot of groups there. Just a couple of my clients have been there personally as part of corporate groups. And that's within the last 2 years. Okay. So if that's, 2 clients have been there within the past couple of years for groups, absolutely. I think the location too is one thing that's also kind of nice with the Westin, because it is fairly close to the Ritz, which we'll talk about, Palm Heights, which we'll talk about. So, and it's a little bit more within walking distance of a few things. So that's another great selling point too, especially when taking into account that in Grand Cayman, if you don't rent a car, taxis are really, really pricey. So being able to walk to things is a fantastic selling point.
Yeah, let's pause for just like a hot second. What might we be walking to in Grand Cayman outside of the property? Is there like a town to visit? Is there shops and restaurants? Like what should we consider from this standpoint?
Sort of town-wise, there is, but there's probably not a whole lot there that you would really want to experience. As far as walking from any one hotel to another, certainly other hotels for food and drink, or perhaps spa. And then there are some great local restaurants too that are off the property, especially on 7 Mile Beach. There's a couple in particular. There are some great restaurants that from 7 Mile Beach, depending on where on the beach you're staying, those could be a 10 or 15-minute ride. But those are absolutely worth exploring based on experiences from other clients. Town shopping, not a ton. I don't know if you experienced any of that, Michelle.
We did not go off campus once, so I cannot speak to the facilities. I know that people go to the dining off campus, but I didn't have that privilege. Again, fan.
Okay. I don't know who you were traveling with, but they were very serious about the schedule. Yes. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about, Black Urchin, is a unique one. So, Michelle, I understand that your assistant went to visit. Can you give us just a high-level overview of this? Seems to be a unique offering. So what is Black Urchin?
She loved it. So she went there. So what is it? A Black Urchin is, I'm just going to read here. It offers 3 private accommodations, 2 spacious villas, each with its own pool, plus a third villa that is divided into 4 units, which can be rented individually or as a whole, with a dedicated pool of its own. So think like, what was that 90s show? Melrose Place, I guess. Probably feels a little bit like that. Every space is thoughtfully designed to provide a sense of seclusion, making you feel like you're the only guest on the island. So this is located, I guess it's north, but I don't know if north is, I don't know the directions, but it is about a half an hour from 7 Mile Beach. It's in a completely different area of the island. Okay. So for people who want to be in the hustle and bustle of restaurants and things like that, it's probably not for you, because you would have to take an expensive taxi or rent a car. But what it is good for is people who want, the chef cooking their meals, just they want privacy. They want their own accommodations, not to be with other people on the beach. The beach there is beautiful as well. It's perfect for that. And it's also very well priced. And the concierge team there is outstanding. Let's see. She says short drive to 7 Mile Beach restaurants and shops, but I mean, I don't think it's that short. I think it's like 30 minutes.
Sure. So
and
more than
private chef is included.
You're dining on property with your private chef, if you're most likely.
Yeah, this is for your villa people. And there's not a lot of, think like villa options with hotel amenities. That's kind of how I would describe it.
Interesting.
And they're really, really well thought out and beautifully decorated as well. And they're pretty new.
Yeah, so I'm on their website now. So I see a 6-bedroom, a 7-bedroom, a 4-bedroom, 29-bedroom as if it's like an exclusive.
Yeah.
For like a wedding or something.
Yeah.
Are there
Okay.
any smaller
if you
options
had a
too? If you just had a
7-bedroom
couple?
Yeah, so like there is a third villa that is divided into the 4 units, so you could just have one of those units. But just know you would be sharing a pool with people who are in the other unit potentially. So like I mean that I would be well, I can't really imagine that you would have one group there that took all 4 of those because why wouldn't you just get like the 4-bedroom villa? But let's say you did and I would be mindful of who else is renting the other 3 units. Like I wouldn't want to be the only person there, not part of the other party, because I would feel like they would overtake everything and do things,
So
But-
there's one 4-bedroom that you could just book 1 bedroom of it.
And it's not even a 4-bedroom villa, it's 4 units. So
Oh,
they're
it
all
doesn't
individual
show on
with their
their
own
website.
kitchenettes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, she was there last year. I have not been to their website in a while. So let me take a look.
It might just not show, like clearly how these units are broken out, but this is interesting for sure.
Accommodations.
So I see.
So there's the Palm Estate. That must be new. These are probably ones that just opened because I think it's the one that says 4-bedroom oceanfront condos.
Interesting.
It says rent a single suite for up to 12 guests, combine adjacent units to create an 8-bedroom option or book a 16-bedroom buyout. So those are the individual units. And then, 29 bedrooms is the full buyout. So, I mean, it also would be great for a wedding or celebration.
Okay. Super interesting. Well, thanks for throwing that one in the mix.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know about it, but it's a gem for sure.
I had never heard about it.
Our clients have loved it. Yeah.
Urchin. I love when advisors mention something to me and I was like, I haven't even heard of that. I gotta go ahead and Google that.
I know. And it's so rare when we can be surprised in this industry.
I get very excited when I'm like, I've never heard of that one. Okay, let's move on to Palm Heights. So, Andrea, tell me, did you stay at Palm Heights or did you do a site visit?
I visited Palm Heights. I actually had clients who were staying there at the same time I was there too. So
Did you tell them you were coming?
Oh yeah, definitely. So it was cool to just get kind of real time updates while I was there, having had just done the site visit.
What, when you conducted this site visit, what really stood out to you as kind of like first impression, wow moment, what really exceeded expectations?
The vibe overall. So it is definitely one of the most social media friendly places that I've experienced. It is, and I know they really pride themselves on that. So it's definitely, if you're in the social media or if you're, I even know that my clients happened to learn about Palm Heights through TikTok. So it's definitely a place that's very social media friendly, just from how people learn about it, but then also the experience on site too. Everything from the restaurants to some of the spaces. There's a little record studio there too. You can't record in there, but it's just a little room where you can go and hang out and take a drink and listen to vinyls. So there's so many unique touch points there that are super, super vibey.
Everything is just very aesthetically pleasing.
Very aesthetically pleasing. And then I will say, as far as spa goes, and I shouldn't even call it a fitness room. It is a workout compound.
Yes.
I've never experienced anything like that.
This was the one that had that
any
outdoor
hotel.
gym.
It really is. There's an indoor gym. There's a small yoga and Pilates room as part of the main property. And then you go across the street, which is where the fitness area is and the spa. And it really is a fitness compound. It has a full boxing ring. There's outdoor spin bikes where you could have a full spin class outside. There's a track. There's an indoor workout area too. It's one of those places that would be a crime to not work out if you're staying there.
Seriously.
Because the amenities are just mind-blowing.
So do they also have programming to go along with this compound?
They do.
They do.
Yeah, they have programming, so you can sign up
there's
for.
There's a full fitness schedule.
There's a full fitness schedule. If you wanted to do a private Pilates class, you could do that. If you wanted to, have a fitness retreat, then you could do that too for a group. So it's definitely very, very fitness friendly. And the spa area is very dynamic too.
Amazing. Okay. Michelle, did you stay at Palm Heights or did you do a site
I did a site. It was an interesting site because they did not let us see any of the rooms, which was disappointing. But I will say we saw the rest of the hotel. So, they were also kind of cagey about why they weren't showing us the room because they weren't fully sold out at the time. So we don't know. But I agree with Andrea that I feel it's a very compact boutique hotel. It's very small.
Okay.
And so they take a lot of thought in how they use literally every nook and cranny. Like you walk into this like pizza area where there's like palm trees. And I mean, it's like you go into this kind of other world. You forget you're even like at this hotel in a way. I would say this is a really good destination for people who are social because, you know, all of the chairs are kind of like closer together. They're not spread out on the beach, more like you would get in like a European. It has a European feel to it, I would say, like in terms of the beach. Like the chairs are kind of close together and set where they're supposed to be. And also something that surprised me because, right, when they launched, it was like Gigi, like the Hadid girls and, you know, all the TikTokers and all that. So they really went for that vibe. They were on a lot of the covers of like the cool magazines.
Gotcha.
So I was surprised. I was expecting the clientele to be like this very kind of young and hip, but I did see like an extreme, like a range of people. And I think the common denominator was they were all fun. Like it looked like a fun, I don't mean like raucous and drunk or anything, just like fun social people.
And yeah, kind of a scene, not in a wild way, but it's definitely
not like you have to wear your Prada, but like it's you know what I mean.
People look nice, and it was contemporary, but not stuffy. Definitely a kind of a low key Saint Tropez kind of feel, maybe.
Yeah, I think it's, or like a low key St. Bart's. Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Yeah, this is also something that you can't always tell from the pictures. From if it's a social media video, that's one thing. But if you're just looking at pictures on a website, you can't always tell like what's the vibe going to be like. And this is another question I always ask clients. It's like, are you looking to have a vibe on property, not to be entertained per se, but to like to feel like something's going on? Or are you looking to not talk to any other humans and rest and rejuvenate? And
this is not that place.
And have it be like,
and I believe there's I remember there's a DJ booth as well, I believe, on or like that restaurant on the beach.
There's one area that's really there's actually a couple of DJ areas too, which is really fun. So there's a DJ area within the beach bar. And then there's also a little speakeasy inside, and there's a private area that's part of the speakeasy that is a proper disco room with the floor that lights up, you know. So
it's awesome.
There's so many cool,
and you don't even know like how you got there. Yeah, you don't even know how you got there. You're like, wait, where am I? Like when you leave out the door, you're like, where am I?
Where was I?
Yeah, it's crazy. The speakeasy was very cool.
So we talked a lot about the property and the aesthetics and the vibe. Are the rooms kind of like not a harlot? Do you find that clients aren't really going to spend much time in their rooms? Because I know, Michelle, you didn't get to see. But I'm just trying to like, is this, you know, some hotels, I always try to envision like, what's the guest stay going to be like? Or is this a place that you're going to spend a lot of time in the room and therefore the room view, the size, everything in the room is super, super important? Or is it more like, listen, there's DJs and speakeasies and pools and beaches. Like, you're not going to be in the room very much. Like, what do you feel is the case for this property?
The rooms are certainly a little bit more minimalist. The rooms are really quite a good size. Even the entry level room is very spacious, very nice size, big bathrooms, sitting area inside that's quite nice. The balconies, even with the entry level rooms and the next couple of levels up, are fairly small. One thing to keep in mind too is the view. So if you're on the ground floor, even if it is an ocean view room, you really don't have much of an ocean view. You're overlooking kind of the gardens. You might see the ocean if you are kind of looking between some of the greenery. So the view itself is a little bit tricky, and you have to be very mindful of what floor you're booking. And there is a differentiation, of course, within room categories. The higher floor, even within the same room footprint, is going to be a little bit pricier because of the view.
Right. No, that's a really important distinction. Are there any trade-offs here other than if you're not looking for the vibe scene and if you do want a quieter scene, maybe don't go here. Are there any other trade-offs to keep in mind for certain client profiles?
I think I did not get to experience any of the food and drink. However,
Okay.
my clients really, really enjoyed Tilly's, which is one of the restaurants there. That it's kind of a well-known restaurant on the property that's recommended just across the board. Clients really enjoyed Tilly's. They also loved the pizza place, and it is a proper pizza place with the
It's like a brick oven pizza.
They have the brick oven that's really lovely, and they have a gelato cart there. So I would say the trade-offs. If you are, like Michelle was saying, the beach is a little bit smaller and you are, really getting to know your neighbors next to you that are quite close. So I maybe not go if you're a beach person, but if you're interested in a spa experience, an incredible workout experience, and just an overall vibe, then it's a good spot for you.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, not for the honeymoon couple that doesn't want to see another
Definitely
human.
not.
Okay. No, I think that's really good. That's really good to know.
And for kids, probably not. I would recommend it. Maybe for older kids, but there's there's not a proper kids program. So there are, while some of the dining outlets are probably family friendly enough, I think it's certainly a place for, adults only, probably for friend groups.
I agree.
Solo
and it was
travelers,
so interesting because they were like, no, we're family friendly. I'm like, no, this is the last place I would go with kids under 10, because I feel like all the adults would be staring at the kids like, why are you here annoying me? It doesn't give that vibe, but they will maintain that they are family friendly. And I remember having this whole debate with them because I was like, everything you've done here is for adults. You've got DJs, you've got this incredible gym program, all the nooks and crannies, the speakeasy, even the boutique feels very adult to me. I don't mean adult, but there's nothing in there really for kids. So I don't know where they marry. I think they need to decide that they're not.
Point.
I think
commit to the adults.
That might actually be hard. I can imagine from a hotel sales and revenue standpoint, it might feel limiting to say kids can't come. But to your point, and since I've had children, I've understood that there's a full spectrum of what family friendly means. There is on one end of the spectrum, it is we built this place for children. Adults can come if they want.
Disney.
Everything is about Disney. The kids, from the little bathrobes and the slippers and the kids club or the kids programming. And it's is this vacation for my children? Should I stay home? All the way to the other end of the spectrum, it's well, you can look children here, but we haven't necessarily done anything specific that is catered to them. And that's not a negative. That's just, you need to understand your clients. You need to understand what they as adults are looking for the children. You need to understand, they need to understand their own children.
100%. Because I could see I know people who have just one kid, and the kid is can sit and read a book, or they're very precocious. They talk to adults, and they are little mini adults. But I couldn't see me with my 3 boys when they were little. No, I would feel very uncomfortable there because I'd feel like everybody would be staring at me why did you bring these 2 boys to this hotel?
If you feel like you need a space for kids to run and be kids, maybe not the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. And it had one of my, I would say I love to go into a hotel boutique. It's one of my things. And I loved their hotel boutique there. Thought it was really, really well curated.
It was very curated. And even the coffee shop within the boutique was also lovely. Really good quality coffee, and also a nice selection of wines by the bottle that you could just take back to your room. So that was really nice natural wines that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. So everything curated is a great word to describe everything about that boutique experience, whether you're just popping in there to get a coffee, maybe you want to get some wine to take back to your room, or you want to buy a gorgeous swimsuit from a really cool designer. The boutique is
love that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's an awesome boutique.
I never think about the boutique in the hotel being something that I'm looking for.
Isn't it so funny how
we all have our things. When it's a really good one, well, now I have to buy one of everything. And I could name top 5 hotel boutiques I've ever experienced.
What are they?
Yeah.
For fun,
Group Falls in South Africa. I have prints hanging in my house from Repulse. I have a blanket on my couch. I mean, like I bought the
Wow.
whole boutique.
I love it.
I brought home the gin. I mean, I bought the whole boutique. That woman loves me by the end because I was there for 3 or 4 nights. And so I'd peruse and I'd be like, oh, I'm going to buy all the things, but I'm going to go sleep on it, because I mean, I chatted with the woman every single day. There was just so much to explore. Adair Manor is really great. I really liked Adair Manor in Ireland. Yeah, now I feel like you put me on the spot, but those two
I'm
immediately
sorry.
come top of mind.
No, I know. And
Love a good
like,
hotel.
I love the Four Seasons Anguilla. I love that one.
Oh, their boutique. Las Ventanas, their boutique is, I think my
my God,
entire
Las
house
Ventanas
has
is
been
amazing.
decorated by Las Ventanas.
I love it so much. Oh, this was an unexpected little gem.
Yes. Sidebar. Maybe we need to do an episode on
Separate podcast on hotel shopping.
boutiques. Oh, I love the one in Unico as well in Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good
I mean,
one.
we're going to have to put like little stars on all
Yeah.
of these itineraries to be like, do not miss.
But it is
the
funny how
boutique.
like certain things, like I usually do laundry and I always test the laundry out. I love the boutique. Like I love certain aspects of hotels. The boutique is very important to me. I mean, I would not go to a hotel because they don't have a boutique, but I'd be like, oh.
We just stayed at the Moore Collection lodges in South Africa, and I brought home a lot from their boutique as well. I brought home the safari blanket that they put in the vehicles, a scarf, a hat. I bought out that boutique too.
Do you ever get the stuff home and wonder, like, what am I doing with all this?
No, I'm obsessed with all of it.
You
I have
use
no
the stuff.
regrets.
That's good.
Yes. And
Perfect.
it's the memory that's associated with it too,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's the story behind it. And especially if it's something that's locally made, and while you're there, you get an opportunity to maybe even meet the people that made it.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
just
I
learn
just had
about
that
where it was
experience.
made. Then that just takes it to the next level.
Gibbs Farm in Tanzania. I also have art. I literally bought art off the wall in their
Gibbs Farm
restaurant.
has a great shop.
Gibbs Farm. They have an artist in residence program. And so there's always an artist there with their artwork displayed. But then they also have art hung all over the property. But we were eating dinner one night and there was a painting that I was just like staring at for the full dinner. And at the end, I was like, can I have that? And they're like,
Is that
yeah.
for sale?
Like,
Really?
we'll roll it up for you.
That's
I look at
amazing.
it every single day. It's in my living
Oh
room.
my
And
God,
it's
I
my
love that
That's
favorite.
so
story.
great.
Okay.
So great.
Mhm. Yeah.
As your travel agency grows, one of the biggest challenges is making sure your whole team delivers at the same level of expertise you do. That's where the Hive comes in, serving as a knowledge hub your entire team can lean on. You can capture and organize every site inspection, hotel note, and destination insight, creating a shared library that ensures consistency across your agency. That means your advisors feel more prepared, your clients receive a seamless experience, and you don't carry the burden of being the only source of knowledge. Every hotel note, every site inspection, every destination insight, every piece of client feedback, captured once, accessible to your whole team. That's the Hive. Explore more at thehive.travel. Okay, fabulous sidebar. Let's focus, ladies. Onto the Kimpton. So, Michelle, did you stay or did you visit the Kimpton?
I stayed. I can finally say I stayed at the last two that we're going to talk about. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So Kimpton and Brits are the last two on the list. Andrea, did you stay or visit Kimpton?
I also stayed at Kimpton.
Fabulous. All right, let's dig into the Kimpton, ladies.
Oh, I loved
so
it,
Michelle,
Kimpton.
first, you stayed. What left a lasting impression on you from your stay at the Kimpton? What do you feel is like the selling point of the Kimpton?
This is like an all-in-one resort. Like, you don't have to go anywhere if you don't want to. Like, I felt like from the minute you walk in, it was just like a very cohesive experience. Like, I loved my room. I mean, I will say, like, it could be freshened up like a little bit, like a little chippy on the furniture and stuff, but like all of the balconies are huge. The room is a wonderful scale, great view. It is also like a vibe, but not like a vibe like Palm Heights. It's just, it's like a happy place. Like, I feel like you go in there and it just gives you this like welcoming, happy, like family friendly vibe. Like, I loved it. I loved it.
Amazing.
The pool is beautiful. The beach was great. Like the restaurant choice is also amazing. I loved it. Like all around.
Everything, just all around.
Yeah.
Okay. I do love a good, just like all around option, that there's something for everyone. That is also always good to kind of have in our back pocket. Andrea, what left a lasting impression on you? What really exceeded expectations?
I agree with everything Michelle said. It's certainly a great all-around offering, and there really was something for everybody. I'll also echo that the food and drink, just like we talked about earlier with Hotel Indigo, with Kimpton, the food and drink was absolutely top notch. So that left a
So
huge impression on me. Whether it was the food at the pool or the coffee in the lobby, that's one thing that I love. I love a coffee station in a hotel.
I
The
appreciate
coffee in the
good
lobby
coffee.
there
Love
is
it.
so good.
And
Because
it
you
was
just
so
go and get it
good.
if you don't feel like having breakfast yet. Like you get the coffee.
Yeah,
and
I
it's so
really
easy.
appreciate. I pretty much walk out of my house and head to the airport and just mentally prepare myself that I'm not going to have good coffee for like the next 10 days or whatever. Because unless I'm going to Europe, of course, where it's always good. But if I'm going somewhere that like coffee's not a thing, I'm just like, well, I'll have good coffee when I get home. So I'm very pleasantly surprised when I get to hotels.
It was fantastic.
That is so funny because that's how I feel about ice. I'm like, I'm not gonna have good. I'm not gonna get enough ice. No matter where I go, I'm not gonna get enough ice for the next 2 weeks. Like it's just,
I'll see you when I get home, ice maker.
I do. I like kiss the ice maker goodbye.
Oh,
The compromises that we make.
I know.
the things, the issues.
I am
we
an
have to deal with,
unapologetic
y'all.
ice loving American. I just
Same,
Yeah.
all day long. I'll say
even
too,
the
in
iced
addition-
coffee.
In addition to the coffee station, it was also very welcome that they had a little grab and go breakfast and lunch area. So maybe you don't want to sit down and have a fancy breakfast. Maybe you're not a breakfast person. Maybe you just want to cut costs a little bit and are looking for ways to do that. Maybe you just want a salad that you could take out to the beach. So they had a great little grab and go spot where you could get your fancy coffees made, your lattes and whatnot. Then they also had beautiful little pastries. They had a great variety of options for different
Yeah.
dietary needs. If you were vegan, gluten-free, they had a lot of great options there.
I
So
love
The
that.
breakfast there
Love the
is
grab and go at
amazing. The
hotels.
breakfast
So
there
nice.
is so good.
so good.
And
It's
also,
still, if
I
you
will
want a
say
big
another,
breakfast, it's amazing.
Yeah. But if you
and
want to
another
go
thing,
right,
yeah, you could do that too. I loved also the fact that there is a dive master, like, or the people. A lot of people go to Cayman for diving, and they have a diving program right on the hotel, which is really nice.
That is so good to not have to transport elsewhere
Yeah.
to do your diving. Okay, that's a huge selling point for sure.
Yeah.
yeah. And a
Are
kids
they-
club too.
Are they doing dive trainings, or is it just if you
Yeah,
want
you
to
can
dive, you
do
can
that.
depart from there?
You can get certified there.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
they
amazing.
have like a patty place. And I also love their family room. It's another one. Like, I don't know, maybe this is an IHG
Totally.
thing, but they have and it does sell out quickly. So, hot tip, like
The
if
kids
you
club or
want
the hotel?
No, the family rooms in the hotel
Okay.
Like
are
with
the
the bunk
most
beds.
popular. Yes,
So
with the
cool.
bunk beds. They're very cool. They sell out quickly. I don't know how many there are, but I just know they're hard to get. Like if
They need to
you
have
know,
more.
Yeah.
book that far in advance.
Okay, well, that's really good to know.
Yeah.
Is there, you guys have kind of said that this is an all around slam dunk, but are there any trade offs for some client that's looking for something specific, like that maybe Kimpton wouldn't be the best fit?
Can I also just say they have the coolest,
Not a
the coolest bar menu too. They have
Oh.
this themed. I can't remember what the theme was. Andrea, maybe you
Library by
remember?
the Sea, right?
Yes, and it was
That-
like
that
every
place is
drink
top-notch.
is in this book, and it's like inspired by a famous novel, and the creativity for the drinks was like way up here. I think this
cocktail
hotel is
experience,
really for
elite.
everybody. Like I
Absolutely.
think it's great for families, it's great for girls' weekend, it's great for couples, like all around. Anybody could go to
There's
this
something
hotel.
for everyone.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
You
it's
could
a
totally
great
do
hotel.
multi-gen there, maybe
Yep.
even retirees. Absolutely.
Okay. I love this. Amazing.
I'll
Okay.
give a shout out to Library by the Sea, like you were talking about, Michelle. One of the coolest bar experiences. Anyway, it's on the world's 50 best bars list.
Oh,
Really?
wow,
But
I
it's
didn't know
In
that.
the hotel?
In the
And
and
I'm
that's-
not even really a drinker,
the
but you get me
thing.
in front of a craft cocktail, and I'm like, I
and
just
it's
love
an
it.
experience.
Wow.
So for
Yeah.
That
example,
is,
the cocktail
I
that I had
research the
was-
top 50 bars in the world frequently, and I'm not gonna lie,
I might have to
I would
start.
not expect one to be in the Kimpton. This F&B team that they've got in the Grand Cayman between
Oh.
the two properties, Maybe we need to interview the F&B director because they're doing a lot of things right.
So much fun. And like, I love because everybody gets like different drinks. They're so creative. It's just,
they're all inspired
awesome.
by books. And so just sitting down, you want to take a few minutes and actually read cover to cover the cocktail menu. So for example, the cocktail that I had was inspired by the Stephen King book, It. And it was, I know.
Was it?
I love it.
Spicy and gooey, or what?
No, it was called the Dancing Clown.
Oh.
And then what's really cool is that the staff member that brings you your cocktail doesn't just come over and say, "Hi, here's your cocktail, enjoy." They actually sit down and tell you a story about the book and the correlation to the drink and why the ingredients that are used in it are relevant to the book. It's a whole experience.
It's called Dancing Clown.
Yeah.
Mitcher's bourbon, peanut butter, strawberry caramel, banana liqueur, and some kind of tannin.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember which one I had.
It's a whole story behind it.
I had the Viva it's crazy. There's a Three Musketeers, the Hemingway special.
Definitely a place that even if you're not staying at the Kimpton, you need to go to the bar.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And there's some great little cocktail spots. If you're a cocktail person, on Grand Cayman, there's a really nice amount of little cocktail spots too. There's actually a lot of British expats that are there on the island. And so they've opened up some cool cocktail spots.
They even put this is a rendering of the menu. It looks like a book, but they even have a library card, like old school, like library card. You guys are probably too young to remember.
I remember library cards.
Okay,
the bar itself is a card catalog. Remember the card catalog?
Yes.
Now I'm dating myself.
Yeah.
The bar itself is an actual card catalog.
Wow, yeah, this is super cool.
It's so cool.
Such a cool spot.
All right, amazing.
Yeah.
So, alongside the Kimpton, the Ritz is probably one of the most well-known, like high-end properties in Grand Cayman. Yeah. Did you stay or visit, Michelle?
I stayed.
And
Andrea,
I visited.
And you visited. Okay. So Andrea, since you visited, tell me what really stood out to you. Like what exceeded expectations during your visit?
The sheer amount of on-site amenities, not unlike we were talking about the Kimpton, there's really no need to leave the property because you have so much to do, from kids' activities to food and beverage outlets. The spa was being renovated while I was there, so I didn't get to see it. But it also has if you have golfers, that is a huge, huge selling point because the golf course is only available for residents of the hotel. So those
not even the public, like you.
Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the beach itself was, of all the hotels that I saw, Michelle, if you agree, the beach for the Ritz was certainly a little bit broader and a little bit bigger than some of the other properties. Just overall,
it's a very spread out property.
A lot. Yeah, it's a pretty spread out property. And the beach for the Ritz definitely stood out as something, which was fantastic because overall in Grand Cayman, the beach itself is not super wide. It's kind of compact. Okay. And the Ritz beach is pretty good size. So if you have a client that's looking for a little bit of a bigger beach experience, like you might have in other Caribbean islands, something to think about for the Ritz.
Okay. Good to know.
I love the Ritz.
Michelle, from your stay experience, what really exceeded expectations?
The scale of the rooms I thought were beautiful. I thought the rooms were really beautifully decorated and thoughtfully laid out. There is a restaurant there, Blue by Eric Repair. So if you were foodie, that's for sure somewhere you would want to dine. I agree with you about the beach. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the beach is beautiful. I don't remember where it is in regards to the Westin. I would say the Westin has a similar, feel on the beach, but I think they're kind of sister properties. And then this was the hotel where there's also like the backside, right? Like there's like a canal, almost like you could go to mangroves. From the hotel.
There's a little boat that runs through the property. And so you could even, which again would be a fantastic offering for families, you could even just kind of go on the boat for a little bit too. And that's all within the property.
Yeah.
Cool.
It is like a one-stop shop. Also, it has a great boutique. There's more than one boutique at this hotel.
More than one.
Yeah. Yes. But I remembered, and I also thought the staff was really outstanding there. Like they offered to help you unpack. I mean, I don't know who does that, but I've never done it. I've never taken anybody up on that. But if that's your thing, I thought it was great. Here's my one like thing that is like the good to know, and it's important. And I mean, they admit that this might be, you know how like you have your Ritz club level people, right? The club of the club level is not, there's two buildings in this hotel, and one is closer to the beach than the other. So you would think that the one that has the club level would be the closer to the beach, but it's kind of reversed. So if you have a club level client, I don't necessarily recommend, I do not think that the club level is worth it in this hotel. I'm just saying that because of the location. It's really inconvenient. Like if you're, enjoying the beach or whatever, you can have long walks at this hotel.
It is. I was just going to say that. It is.
Yeah.
It is a pretty big hotel. It is also spread out across the street, like how Palm Heights was also spread out across the street, where the actual hotel property is on one side of the road, and then you go across the street, a covered walkway, of course, which is where the spa is. At the Ritz, you have the same setup where some of the rooms are across the street, some are right on the beach side. So it is a bit of walking. However, you kind of forget that you're actually walking across the street because they curated it in such a way that you feel like you're walking through an art gallery and shopping. So it might be a bit of a walk. You could definitely go shopping along the way or buy some art. So it doesn't
there
just
is a
feel
lot
like
of
you're
art
walking
in this hotel.
forever. Yeah. It goes by quickly, but it is a little bit spread out.
Yeah. But I remember that was like one thing that stood out to me is that I don't think that I could sell the club level in this hotel. I don't think that it's worth the extra, you wouldn't go there for the cocktails and the food. Like it's just not in the best location.
Yeah.
They need to rethink that where it is. Maybe they will. They know that though. They know they're like, we know.
Yeah.
When you point it out. But yeah, this hotel was like a 10 for me as well. I loved it.
So do you often present the Kimpton and the Ritz side by side for clients to consider both, or do they, because what you've described sounds like they're fairly similar and that there's something for everyone, but is there something about them that's like, no, I would not put these next to each other, whether it's the vibe or the aesthetic or something, or do you often say like, these are the two best options?
I think you just, again, with Ritz, you have to be careful of the people who are like afraid of having any kind of corporate feel. Because again, it's huge. You're going to get conferences there. But I think that the conferences are so set aside, like they're not really going to they probably even have their own check in there if I had to guess. But I don't think it would really interfere with your experience. But if, the Kimpton just has a bit of a small, it just feels a little smaller. And
maybe a little bit more upbeat, the vibe at the Kimpton and the aesthetic. So the Ritz is, of course, your classic Ritz vibe. It has, a nice aesthetic feel that's very warm, and they've done a nice job to curate it to be more of a Ritz beach vibe, but it's still very timeless and contemporary. Whereas the Kimpton is kind of, the color scheme is a little bit brighter and more modern. Not in such a way, it's not modern like some of those hotels where it's so modern that's a little bit dysfunctional, It's not that. It's just a little bit more vibrant and contemporary. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like the Ritz is definitely more traditional. But if you want like the buttons that open your curtains, if that's important, like I would just say the Ritz might just be like the rooms are just elevated a step above. You have your 5-star and then you have like your 5-star plus. I would go with like this Ritz is probably 5-star half plus.
Yeah, no, I mean, all of these this is really what it comes down to for clients though, right? Like if you really honed in on the location and the amenities and the price point, and both of these properties really have something for everyone, it really does get to do you want buttons to open your curtains? Do you want to golf? Do you want to dive? You mentioned that the Kimpton has the Patty Dive Center. Does the Ritz also offer something similar?
I think I think everybody goes
golfing versus diving is a huge, something like a distinct difference for sure. Aesthetics do come into play. Like sometimes people make decisions solely based on aesthetics. Like if this is apples to apples comparison and if pricing is looking similar, aesthetics matter. Like you want to be in a place that feels. Kimpton, you mentioned the bunk beds. Family accommodations, the Ritz might be a little bit different.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, they just more standard
More of like a
accommodations.
standard,
like,
like
you get
roll
to
Nothing
bed,
curated for
yeah.
families.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Even just
You know,
even
like-
at the Ritz too. Most of the people that I experienced walking around during my site inspection were families too, and it felt very, very family friendly. Whereas the Kimpton, there are a lot of families. And one thing that we didn't talk about with the Kimpton that was kind of cool, they have a happy hour every day in the lobby, which was very family friendly, where they have wine and little appetizers. But then it was so cute for the kids, and this is taking me back to the late 1900s when I grew up. They had Capri Sun for the kids.
Oh my God, the 1900s.
Yeah, they just. I was going, oh my gosh, I've not seen a Capri Sun and I don't know how long.
They had
but
like happy hour for the kids.
it was happy hour for all hotel
Happy hour
guests.
period,
So
yeah.
you could get a
that.
wine, but then that was also great as a non-alcoholic option or for the kids.
Yeah.
So that was
really
kind of cool.
That's really, really thoughtful because I won't like my kids can certainly be like just absolute monkeys crawling and climbing on everything. And also sometimes like we all order a drink and we cheers, I like to include them at the happy hour. It's definitely not something where I'm like, stay in the room. I'll be back in an hour.
Cheers
I
with
love
the
that
Capri
it's just
Sun.
like
You got it.
you're on vacation with your family. So creating that ambiance where everyone can enjoy. I think that is like a true family vacation
Absolutely.
for me where
Yeah.
I'm enjoying, they're enjoying, everyone's enjoying, and we're enjoying together, not like kids are the kids club, parents are the beach. When they create that opportunity that the families can really, everyone's happy and they're all together. That is my favorite.
I
love
also
that.
like at the Kimpton, like when you go downstairs in the morning, there's like a chalkboard that tells you sort of like what's going on at the hotel that day. And I kind of like that about it because, you can get those papers underneath but when you're waiting online for the coffee or whatever, you have that to read. And, there's some good options there. They get pretty creative.
And there's just always something happening.
Yes.
Always. Yeah. Whether there were yoga classes, just different group experiences that were complimentary for guests. So really a good variety of day-to-day activities there. Even the beach bar had different theme nights there that weren't necessarily anything that you had to book in advance. You could just show up, and maybe that night they were doing a special sunset ceremony and it had a different menu there at the beachfront restaurant. So just little touches like that were nice, thoughtful if you wanted to have a little bit of a different experience.
Michelle and Andrea, I know that you're not on the payroll for Grand Cayman Tourism, but I want to go to the Grand Cayman now. I've never been. I'm not a big beach. I don't relax very well. I'm sure this surprises no one. Unless I'm at the spa or in a hotel boutique.
There you go.
But this has been amazing. I really appreciate your willingness to just kind of walk us through your experience and your thoughts and your perspectives as travel professionals for each of these properties. I hope the next time you are in a destination visiting a few different hotels that we can talk through like this, that you'll come back and share.
I love hotels.
Would love it. We could talk all day and go off on tangents too. So
I know.
I love it.
So much fun.
Boutiques.
Okay, well then I can
Amenities.
officially say thank you and see you both very soon.
Thank you, Whitney.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Hive Mind podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if you know a friend or colleague who would enjoy this, please share it with them. If you would like insights from this episode landing in your inbox each week, join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. And remember, if you'd like to contribute to a future episode, whether it's sharing your destination expertise or your experience touring hotels, just head to thehive.travel/podcast to learn more and express your interest. We'd love to have you join the conversation. Until next time.